Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. And for this month's Global Stampin' Video Hop, we are featuring in colors. And I kind of mocked this up before I received the bundle. It has been in my possession for just a couple of hours. I designed my sample. You can see there's some glitter. I've used the in color shimmer paper. I've combined the Hello Beautiful stamp set so that we get some of the images that look like they've been colored with these tools, right? Like you've got a drop of the ink refill, you've got some stamps, you've got some Stampin' Right marker. And this time, but you can see I've got some splatter in the background. I've got my shimmer paper, I've got my in color dots, I've got this gorgeous basket, like OMG. And I just want to show you this bundle it's going to be a must-have. Like, we're crafters, so I mean, we need this, right? But there's apples, there's hearts. I'm not a big cat person, but mostly because my son is allergic. I would have loved to have had a puppy, like a basket full of puppies in here, but you can't win them all, right? So this is a photopolymer stamp set. We've got so many amazing dies. Like, look at this tablecloth. Adorable, right? I mean, it hangs off the edge. So you can see that I've colored mine with blends. I'm going to show you how to do that. But then here's the one that is just die cut. So look at that wood grain. Isn't that awesome? And I mean, you don't have to put this middle piece on there. You don't actually have to put either of the pieces on, but so cute, right? So I am going to get my craft on here, and you will have a voiceover. So I'm mentioning this every video because until people are used to it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I have started doing voiceovers with the video sped up just a little bit because we have 4 dogs in the house and they bark at everything, or there's nails clicking on the floor. So I hope that you sit back, relax, and maybe you'll craft along with me. I'm going to start by embossing a 4 by 5¼ inch piece of basic white with the splatters of the stripes and splatters embossing folders. I will then stamp my focal images using Memento Tuxedo Black ink for Stampin' Blends coloring. I have left some room on my cardstock for my tailor-made tag. And now I'm just going to start coloring. I'm using Daffodil Delight, light and dark. And I will add a ton of soft suede in light and dark. I'm just going to go back and forth. You can see I don't really stick to drawing within the lines. That's because I'm going to be cutting it out right to the edge. So again, using soft suede, and I mean, it saturates right through this cardstock. Just keep going back and forth until you're happy with it. Since the theme of this month's hop is in colors, I chose to use an image where I could use all of the colors. So I'm using Parakeet Party. I've just used basic black, smoky slate, Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, and of course this is sped up. If only I could color this fast, right? Boy, oh boy. The scissors are Sweet Sorbet, and these are rather small images, so if you, like me, can't stay within the lines, make sure you have a color lifter. I'm fixing my boo-boos here. Now I'm using Tahitian Tide. Just going to add a little bit of shading here and there. I thought about using watercolor pencils to add some more definition, but we don't have watercolor pencils in the in color, so figured I would just stick to the blends and be true to the theme. Now on my sample, I did the front of the ink pad in Parakeet Party. This time I went with Orchid Oasis and it feels too dark. So that's why I just made my pencil green. Just adding a little bit of smoky slate here, there, add some shadows. I'm going to die cut them all. As I mentioned before, I am cutting my little basket or bucket or whatever this is. Let me know in the comments what you think this is. I am going to cut it right up into the line of the image. That made no sense to me, so I hope it made sense to you. Cutting it right to the edge, and then you saw that I used my black Stampin' Right marker to just darken up the edges so I didn't have any white. Adhering it to my tag, stamping my sentiment. I did go a little close to the reinforcement hole, and that will come back to bite me in a bit, but it is what it is. So I'm using the Hello Beautiful stamp set to add some splotches, whether they be the ink refill or the Stampin' Right marker, or there's no blends in there. But yeah, so just using some of the ink colors to reinforce my theme. And when I created my sample, I die cut some of the in color shimmer paper. I die cut it with the brush stroke dies, which are super fun. So all of the shapes that I cut, I actually cut them in half so that I would have enough for both cards, which is why you don't see me die cut them. But they are cut and I will be adding them as soon as I get this mounted to the card, which is right now. So here are my partial pieces. I've got Parakeet Party, I've got Tahitian Tide, and Sweet Sorbet. I felt like there was enough of the darker blues on there, especially with that one little stripe. So here's where I realize I'm a little close, so I push my reinforcement higher up than it needed to be. But now I've got some Starry Sky, or is it Orchid Oasis? I find that they are so close that it's hard to tell. Pretty sure that's Starry Sky. I've tied myself a triple bow using my bow jig. I'm adding it to the top there. And I'll add a few in color dots, and that's it. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button. You'll catch a new video each and every week. And we'll see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.